Marci Shimoff has become one of the nation's foremost women speakers of our time. As a co-author of 5 New York Times best-selling books in the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, Marci has emerged with lessons of truth and empowerment, inspiring audiences worldwide. Marci Shimoff co-authored Chicken Soup for the Women's Soul 1 and 2, Chicken Soup for the Mother's Soul 1 and 2, and Chicken Soup for the Single Soul. She has sold over 12 million books and has been on the New York Times bestsellers list for over 110 weeks. Marci delivers key points in a Chicken Soup for the Soul format using well-known stories and examples every audience can relate.
Now, I have read over 10,000 stories that have been submitted to the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, and I found that these 3 ingredients that I'm going to share with you tonight are truly universal for happiness and success. And the first ingredient is to have high self-esteem and a positive attitude. Now, everybody in here would like to have high self-esteem. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says to themselves, gee, what could I do this morning to really mess up my self-esteem? Unfortunately, however, we find ourselves in a situation in our society where 2 out of every 3 adults in America suffer from low self-esteem. That's a very high percentage, 2 out of 3. In fact, right now, I'd like you all to please turn and look to the person to your right, if you would. And now turn and look to the person to your left. Only one of you is okay, statistically. 4.5-year-old girl who goes to the doctor's office for a physical exam. She has a very friendly doctor. He teases with her as he's giving her the exam, and as he looks into her ear, he says to her, am I going to find Big Bird in there? She says, oh no, Big Bird's not in there. Then he takes the tongue depressor and looks down her throat. He says, am I going to find the Cookie Monster in there? She says, oh no, the Cookie Monster's not in there. Finally, he takes the stethoscope, puts it up to her heart to listen to her heartbeat. He says, am I going to find Barney in there? She says, oh no, God is in my heart. Barney's on my underwear.
The only difference between people who live in this way, who live in the magic of life, and those who don't, is that the people who live in the magic of life have habituated ways of being. They've made a habit of using the law of attraction, and magic happens with them wherever they go. Because they remember to use it. They use it all the time, not just as a one-time event. They want all these outer things. But what we found in our research is that having these outer things does not necessarily guarantee what we really want, which is happiness. So we go for these outer things, thinking they're going to bring us happiness, but it's backwards. You need to go for the inner joy, the inner peace, the inner vision first, and then all of the outer things appear.
Now, the fastest growing field of medicine is a field called psychoneuroimmunology. And it's a field that studies the effects that our thoughts and our feelings have on our immune system. Okay, you right or left-handed?
Right.
Good, we're going to take your left arm, put it straight out to the side with your thumb down. As I press down, I want you to hold your arm up or resist. Resist. Ooh, he was nice and strong. Put your arm down, Larry. 3 times, Larry, I'd like you to say, I am a bad person.
I am a bad person. I am a bad person. I am a very bad person.
Larry, you got a few people at that table nodding their head. Uh-huh.
What in particular?
Yeah. Put your arm back out to the side and resist. Larry. How did little old me do that to you?
You ate your Wheaties.
Ah! Pretty amazing, huh? Now, Larry, 3 times. I am a good person.
I am a good person. I am a good person. I am a very good person.
Okay, arm back out there, Larry, and resist. I can't budge that arm of his. The reason that I do these 2 experiments with you is that we have all heard the concept of how our thoughts and our feelings affect our bodies. But I have found that when people actually see the proof there, themselves in their own bodies, that they tend to take this a lot more seriously. So the next time you find yourself spinning out on all these thoughts, all these negative thoughts, I want you to remember the effects that they're having on your body.
Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul. And this is a compilation, Marci, of a lot of different stories. In fact, 101 stories from women, some of them famous, some of them not, that help us, perhaps inspire us in our own lives. Explain.
We found that people are soul-starved. They want to hear, you tell the news all day long, and you know most of it's the bad news. People want to hear the good stories, too, and these stories just touch people on a very deep level.
See, what's your favorite story?
Well, one of my favorite stories from the Chicken Soup for the Soul series is a story about a little boy who goes into the pet store, and the pet store owner is posting up a sign that says, "Puppies for sale." The little boy gets very excited, asks the store owner how much the puppies are. The store owner says, well, they range from $30 to $50. The little boy digs deep into his pocket, pulls out all the change he has, counts up $2.37. He says, I can't buy a puppy, but can I see them? The store owner says sure and whistles, and out of the back comes Lady, the mother, and 5 little teeny fur balls behind. There's a puppy that's lagging considerably behind all the rest, and the little boy gets very excited and asks what's wrong with that puppy. The store owner says that puppy was born without a hip socket. The little boy says, well, how much for that puppy? That's the puppy I want. The store owner says, oh, that puppy's worthless. I'll give it away free, but you don't want it. It's not worth anything. The little boy says, what do you mean it's not worth anything? It's worth every bit as much as all the other puppies. I'm going to pay you $2.37 today and 50 cents a week until it's paid off. Once again, the store owner says, you don't want that puppy. It'll never be able to run and jump and play with you like all the other puppies. It's not worth anything. At that, the little boy bends over, rolls up his pant leg to disclose a very withered and crippled leg in a leg brace. He looks the store owner in the eye and he says, you know, I don't run and jump and play so well myself, and that puppy is going to need someone who understands.
Marci Shimoff. Inspiring ideas and strategies for healthy, wholesome living.
I've worked with Marci for a number of years, and I can't recommend her more highly. Not only will she bring your audience to tears, she'll make them laugh, she'll make them realize that they can live their dreams, she'll make them realize that they don't have to settle for what they've been settling for, and that can affect individuals as well as an organization.
Now, I travel all over the country giving programs like this, and I have 2 goals in my time with you. My first goal is to relax and have a good time. I have no concerns about that with this group. But my second and deeper goal is that we all leave this evening with some kind of inspiration and inner commitment to in some way make our lives better.
There is so much negativity that people are bombarded with all day long that they want to hear these good stories about ordinary people like you and like me who are living their lives in some kind of an extraordinary way.
Over the past 16 years, Marci has reached out to millions of people throughout the world with her seminars and keynote addresses on self-esteem, stress management, empowerment, and peak performance. She combines cutting-edge information on human performance and potential along with practical techniques to give her audiences tools they can use immediately. Marci has reached out to millions of people during her speaking and training career. She specializes in self-esteem and human potential programs. Marci has worked with hundreds of associations, conferences, women's groups, hospitals, universities, and top Fortune 500 companies.
Once you begin to understand and truly master your thoughts and feelings, that's when you see how you create your own reality. That's where your freedom is. That's where all your power is. That's when you see how you can become a deliberate creator of your life. And when you are a deliberate creator of your life and you use this law of attraction, you will have a life that is beyond what you can possibly imagine right now.
For more information on how Marci will ignite, inspire, and empower your audience, please contact the person who provided this videotape. Thank you for viewing.